Well, hello everyone. It is me, Jackie Wilson, and we are live today for our episode of Living Life on Your Terms. And I thank you all for joining in today. And if you could be so kind as to write down there on the bottom, somewhere up there on the bottom, if you could just click on that bell so that way you can subscribe and get the notifications of every time I do go live and do a video. I would greatly appreciate that. I share great content for you all, and I hope that you all are getting some great information out of what I'm sharing with you all too. So today, what are we going to be talking about? We're talking about how do you date after you've been in an abusive relationship and or if you've been sexually assaulted. How do you date behind that? Two traumatic life experiences that you've encountered, and how do you be able to move forward past that? How are you able to get your life together after dealing with that type of life traumatic experience? It's very impactful. I'm a survivor myself of domestic violence. I understand, what I've gone through. I experienced it. I know how to talk to other individuals to help other people to move forward. And I want to be able to share that with you all. I'm not a survivor of sexual assault. However, I have taken training to be able to get the knowledge that I need in order to help other individuals that are experiencing that or have experienced it, to be able to help them to feel comfortable to share and to talk about it and help them to be able to move forward in their life. So today we're talking about how do you date after you've dealt with a life traumatic experience like this. Well, the first thing I'm going to say, I'm a big advocate for therapy. So if you have dealt with either one of these life traumatic experiences, I'm going to definitely tell you therapy is the best thing to do. And you definitely don't just want to go to any type of therapist. You want to go to a trauma therapist, because that way that individual has more training, they have more understanding, they'll be able to help you along the way. They've gone and got that knowledge that they need to help. They did a step above of just going to be a therapist or a psychologist. They've taken those additional trainings in order to help individuals that have dealt with traumatic life experiences. So they're very, very knowledgeable. That's one thing I'm going to suggest, is that you go to a therapist. Now, if you decide that you want to come and speak to me as a life coach, you can do that as well. I can talk to you as a life coach, but I can guarantee you that if you deal with first going to see a therapist, if you make it up in your mind and say, you know what, I need to go and see a therapist because I'm stuck in some areas of my life, and more importantly, it's because of this healing. But what's most important is I need to go and get the help. So if you go and talk to a therapist, and you're going to a therapist, say, maybe a few months, or, maybe 6 months or a year, and then you're feeling like, you know what, I think I need to add a coach into my life because I got this part, on a better pathway. But over here, as far as where I'm going, my purpose, what I want to see out of my life, where I'm going after I heal from this, I need the life coach to help me out. Then you can bring me or someone else as a life coach in order to help you. That will keep you balanced, okay? And that's the best recipe that I can tell you, best medicine that can help you to move forward in your life, is getting the help that you need emotionally over here from the therapist to deal with that painful memories that you've dealt with, the painful experiences that you've dealt with, to be able to get your emotions balanced, and then incorporate a life coach into your life at that point. That'll be awesome for you to be able to do. It'll make a huge effect on your life, and you'll be so much better in terms of your healing. You'll know where you're going in terms of your direction in life, your purpose. You have a much better plan. So now when I talk to you all about as far as with dating, and I mentioned to you all about how do you date behind dealing with life traumatic experiences. So the first one I told you is to get a therapist, right? Then the second one I'm going to tell you is don't be in a rush to date. Why are you in such a rush to date after what you've just experienced? Have you taken time to heal? If you have not taken time to heal, then this is a great opportunity for you to do that. Take that time, take a few months and just work on you. Go to therapy, go to support groups and get some help. Go online through Facebook and join some support groups on there to get the help that you need in order for you to feel stronger, for you to be wiser, and feel like, you know what, my self-esteem has increased. I feel better about myself. My self-worth has increased. My confidence has increased. I feel so much better. Now I think I'm in a place where I want to be able to date. But hold up a minute. If you haven't taken time to heal, if you haven't forgiven yourself for not being able to protect yourself in that situation, in either one of those situations, those life traumatic experiences, and if you are still, you're blaming yourself and you haven't forgiven yourself, that's very, very important, to blame yourself and to not forgive yourself. Those are two key points that you definitely want to tackle before you even consider getting into a relationship with somebody else. Because if you're feeling blameful because of what happened to you, if you're not forgiving of yourself because you weren't able to protect yourself, that's really what it is. When we're, walking around with unforgiveness for ourselves, 9 times out of 10, it's because we didn't feel like we could protect ourselves from that person hurting us, and we're angry because of that. So once you realize where that anger lies and what is causing you to not be able to forgive yourself, and that you keep blaming yourself for what happened, once you really realize what that is, then you'll be able to move forward. But the way to find out is you got to start journaling. You have to write down what you've experienced. On one side, write down all of the pain that you've experienced, the different life traumatic experiences that have happened to you. On the other side, write down, so say the left and the right. So on the right side, write down, the joy that you've experienced throughout your life. And if you can look back and say it's more pain than joy, then you got to look at it and say, well, what can I do over here for this pain? What can I eliminate from my life from holding on to these hurtful emotions? What can I do? Because they have become strongholds now, and they're affecting who you are as a person. So if you can look at this side and say, you know what, that's a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. I got to move that over to the joy side. How can I bring more joy into my life instead of having all this hurt and pain? So that's what it's about, is balancing your life out, but to a point where you got more positive than you have negative, okay? So the balance part of that is what I said before, is you're going to get the therapy, getting help from a therapist, or you're in support group, and then you have your life coach over here that's helping you to keep your life balanced. That's what you want to do. You want to have, like what you always hear say in the corporate, work-life balance, right? You want to have all of that balance. But right now you're not in balance. You're out of sync. And because of that, it's because of what you've experienced. And the way to get it back is you have to take the time to journal about your experiences, about what you've gone through. And then I'm going to take it a step further. If you're wondering why you keep attracting those same type of people in your life, let me just explain something to you. If you're dating and you dated, say in the last 10 years, each person that you dated is the same kind of, MO about that person, same characteristics, and you wondering why. Once you go back and you look and you see what is the similarity in there, then you're going to be able to look and say, well, wow, who do they resemble in my life? Maybe it could be your dad. Maybe it could be your mom. There's some part of their characteristics is in these people that you were dating. And it's because you're attracting that. Then you got to look at, what is it about me? Go back to the first part of what I said, the pain side and the joy side. That's going to show you that this is what you're dealing with. And then when you look at the relationships that you were in, that's going to help you out even further, because then you can start to see the similarities of you and the people that you dated. Okay, it's going to make more sense to you, but it's going to take some time. It's not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to take time for you to sit down and do the exercises of what I just shared with you. But it will make a huge difference in your life, and you'll see that pattern. And that's the pattern that you want to break. That's the pattern that you want to work on. Those behaviors is what you want to work on. Those emotions of what you felt like in those relationships, that's what you want to work on, because it's some underlying issue as to why you're angry, why you're bitter, why you're hurt. There's underlying issues to that, but you're not going to know it until you actually take the time to sit down and try to figure that out, okay? So now when I talk about the time as far as you with your healing, what are some things that you can do in order to help you to heal? So I'm going to share that with you on here. So like I mentioned to you, you want to take the time to heal, okay? You want to also take the time for you to learn who you are as a person, because once you learn who you are, then that's what's going to help you to be able to move forward in your life, and you're going to be able to experience the different emotions that you've gone through, and you'll be like, okay, you know what, this is something I need to change. This is something I'm okay with. But if you don't take the time to really dig deep into your life, you're going to just keep missing it. You're not going to be able to find out what those patterns are, how to break those patterns, so that you also break that cycle that is continuing on in your life. Okay, so taking the time for yourself, journaling, we've talked about that. We've talked about reevaluating relationships that you were in order to help you to see where that pattern is, to see what has caused you to be angry, to be bitter, to deal with the hurt. you're going to be able to see that. But if you don't take the time to dig deep into you, into who you are, it's not going to be good. I can tell you that right now. It's not going to be good. I'm not going to say that's the ugly side of you, but that's the side that you probably are like, man, I didn't even know that side was there, because you didn't actually tend to that. You just overlooked it. You put it up under the rug. You put it on the back of the shelf, and you didn't want to deal with it. And when we don't deal with those hurt emotions, they become strongholds. And those strongholds begin to take over who we are as a person. They become your character. Okay, and then you start reacting a certain way. You become very maybe controlling, very aggressive, very defensive, very irritated easily about things, ready to just fly off at the hat with somebody because of your perception of what you think this person has said to you. And when in actuality, a lot of that is your perception is still stuck on your past, and you're dealing with your current situation from your past situation, okay? And that's not going to be healthy for you by no stretch of the way. So you have to be able to move forward and figure out what do you need to do. So I hope that something that I shared with you all today is very, very beneficial, to help you through your process. And I'm just going to put it out there and say, take 3, 6, 9 months, maybe even a year, off to just work on you and learn some of the things that you want to do, learn a different hobby or, a different craft or something, or, explore some possibilities of some things that you wanted to do, but you didn't do it. Find out what your purpose in life is. Take that time to figure that out. We're just not here to exist. We're here because we have a purpose in this earth that we are to fulfill. But if we don't know that, because we have so much of the stress on our shoulders, so much anger and bitterness on our shoulders from what we've gone through, we're not fully living the life that we were destined to live. We're not happy. We're not fulfilled. Our relationships aren't going to be like that because we're holding on. We're bringing that baggage from relationship to relationship. So I want you all to be healthy. I want you all to have a fulfilling and loving and caring life and relationships. I want them to blossom. I want you to exude, love and exude happiness. I want that to come out of your pores. But in order for that to happen, you have to go through a healing process. Okay, you have to do that. And so for me, I'm a life coach. I've gone through my process. I'm stronger now. I'm wiser now. And I want to help you all get to the place of where I am so that you can feel better of who you are and you're actually living your life purpose. So if you're interested, I'm looking to work with at least 5 individuals that are serious about their healing, serious about getting their life together, and they want to be able to move forward. They want to be able to take back control of their life and live the life that they so desire to live. And so if you're one of those individuals, those 5 people, then please reach out to me. You can just send me an email. My email information is into my channel. You can go ahead and email me and let me know, hey, I'm interested. I want to be a part of, this workshop that you're doing. And by the way, the workshop is free for individuals. I only want 5 individuals that are serious about building their life back together, restoring it, taking back control of your life, and being able to live that life that you so desire, a loving, caring, fulfilling, and happy and joyful life. If that is you, then please, by all means, contact me by email. If you want to put it into the feed of the video, you're in the comment section, go right ahead and do that. I look forward to talking to you. You can also email me at Jackie, Jacke Wilson, SPEAKS @gmail.com, and I'll make sure that is at the bottom in the comments, so you'll be able to see that too, okay, in the description of this video. So with that being said, you all have a great rest of your evening, and guess what? I will see you all on the next video. Bye bye for now.